Hi guys, awesome that you've tuned in. In today's show, we are going to discuss the subject Rolex GMT Master and this beautiful Rolex Explorer. And what I would like to do is basically really compare these two with each other. And I would like to, I do not want to say, okay, both are GMTs. I would like to really show you the differences of these two watches here. And the first thing that should pop into your mind when looking over these watches is, of course, the size. Looking at that almost a little bit more on the gentler side produced Explorer and comparing it with a real tool watch, you see it does have a complete different lug shape and much thinner lugs compared to this beast right here. And then we can continue, of course, to check out the crown guards, which do look similar, of course, but much smaller and more classier on this Explorer. Now, of course, we do have 3 time zones with both watches. So that means the first time zone is your current one. You see that here. And the second time zone is your red arrow indicator that you have here. But the only unique feature that does present the GMT Master BLRO is the rotatable in both, in both directions bezel of this GMT Master. Unfortunately, we do not have the third time zone with this nice looking Explorer, unfortunately. Then, what do we have else different? Sure, we have the obvious one. The dials are completely different looking. So what you have up here is down there, the 3 liners, of course not comparable and of course not the same. But I mean, it does have a certain of balance, 2 liners. It's interesting to see that, but is it me or is the loop, the magnifier part on the Explorer a little bit less than on the GMT Master BLRO? I think it truly looks like that. Let me know in the comments below if you also see what I see, or maybe it's just an optical illusion because we have here a white and there's a black dial. Now, what's the obvious? Okay, look at the hour markers. They're much smaller than on the BLRO. Look at that. Even the 12 o'clock marker does appear to be a little bit smaller. Very interesting to see all that. Of course, you got a smaller crown with that watch. What else? Non-rotatable bezel, what I said. But it's nonetheless beautifully executed. Look at that. The chamfer, the polished lip that you have here. Oh, I love it. Now let's check out how does the height compare from the GMT Master to the to the Explorer, of course. Just give me a second to have it on here. Oh, look at that. You could almost say, well, maybe it's even the same thickness, but of course the locks do look completely different. It's like a mini-me version of that bad boy that we have here. But looking good, looking really good, looking good. So, what else do we have in here that could be different? All right, I just found out something, but I have to just slightly jump with my hands onto another position so you can really see that, guys. Later on, we can also try to check the function if they are the same. Look, if you compare the hands with the hands of the Explorer from the GMT Master, I think the first portion, that one here, is actually a little bit thinner on this Explorer. Wow, isn't that crazy? The hands are thinner than on the Explorer. I think even, oh, look at that. The arrow on the Explorer is bigger than the one on the GMT Master. I mean, it could be, of course, all an optical illusion, but I'm telling you guys, things on here are bigger, things on there are smaller. Now, very interesting that the arrow is a little bit bigger on the Explorer. But nonetheless, it's really looking cool. And you now see that Rolex does really think when they start to develop and design watches a little bit differently. Man, I love it. It's a complete different watch when you really try to compare these both bad boys side by side. Incredible, man. Incredible. Now, the reason why I put that watch on this NATO strap is just, man, I feel like it's, first of all, even though, you know, bracelets, steel bracelets are comfortable, you can make them comfortable, but it will never reach the level of a freaking NATO strap on comfortability. And that is the reason why I put a classic design watch onto a NATO, and it just feels, guys, let me tell you, it's a dream wearing it. And you do not really feel you're wearing a Rolex. You wear an everyday cool, super reliable watch. It's and that's really what I would say is the most important thing when collecting. You know, there are times we are in that honeymoon phase, but once the honeymoon phase is over, well, you just don't like to have it too long on your wrist. But having a super versatile watch, as both watches are, but I love wearing the NATO straps more on the Explorer. You can always switch and, you know, make it a new watch every time you switch out the strap options. I really love that. I really love doing that. Yeah, what else do we got? Now let me check out the case specs. Well, basically that's it. You of course have different movements on both watches, more power reserve because one is older and the one is newer, of course. But yeah, that's about it from the optical standpoint. And now let's check what's happening if I unscrew the crown, make sure it's out of the thread, and then put it in first or in second position. Of course, hacking second hand, and now I have the normal time setting mode. You know, guys, how it goes. You are first setting your GMT zone. Once you have done that, pushing back the crown into the casing, and then try to get the first position, and now you can set your current time zone. And that's basically it. But the coolest part is, look how fast you can whoop, switch the dates. Now, switch through the dates. Now, let's try that with the Explorer. If we have the same fascinating result. So, oh, it's a very, very tiny crown. I have to tell you that. It's a very tiny crown, and it's almost feeling Patek-like. I really have to say that, but it does not have the fragility as the Patek crowns. Very interesting, super sturdy. Everything is tight, and you're not afraid to break something. So let's go into the second position. Yeah, you see that? We have the hacking second hand again, and now I look at that. Yeah, we can turn the time and get the time zone done now into the first position back, and now it should jump also. Look at that. And we can also change the date on the, I'm telling you that, Superfly. So pretty cool. Similar features. Interesting watches nonetheless. I will keep the crown out so you can really see how small the Explorer crown is compared to this GMT Master 2 crown. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. But yeah, that's how it looks like. I mean, both watches, absolutely stunner watches. And in my opinion, you will never go wrong with either one. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you think about the watches. Let me know about the date, of course. If you also have the feeling that this magnifier glass here is a little bit less magnifying than this one on the left, let me know in the comments below. You know, I love talking with you about the subject. And if you liked that video, guys, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And I'm going to see you in the next one. Love you guys. Bye-bye.